Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Sport Federation TV. Of course, as you know, we keep looking at sport in the Western Cape, across the various sport codes and the various districts in the province. Lots of sports activity happening at the moment. A lot of events, national events happening, district events, provincial events. So it's fantastic to see that sport is really getting that sort of momentum and that we're back, well, let's just say we're back on track. Talking about tracks, we'll be talking about tracks in a second when we take a look at what's happening with cycling in the province. It's the South African Youth Championships happening this weekend in Oudtshoorn. We'll cross to Roxanne Clark, so you can tell us a little bit more about what's happening with Western Cape tennis. And then we go to Theewaterskloof, where we catch up with Overberg Sailing. And they're going to tell us a little bit more about remote control sailing. That's very interesting. And then with any luck, we'll also catch up with the folks from Equestrian Sport who have their event in George this coming weekend. But with me now is the organizer for the South African Youth Championships. I hope I got that right. Maybe it's the Secretary of Western Cape Cycling, Sonja Schultz. Sonja, welcome to Sport Federation TV.
Thank you, JP.
Let me just get that right. Is it event organizer, event secretary? I mean, you guys have got so many titles.
It's more about the Secretary of Eden Cycling as well as the Western Cape Cycling Association.
Right.
I'm only assisting.
You've got your hands full.
Sorry?
You've got your hands full. I mean, as the Secretary of Western Cape Cycling, you have to deal with all these different sports codes and districts and teams. It's quite a big job.
Learn a lot, and I'm learning from the best, Corné Benz. So I'm eager to learn from him, and I'm interested in all the sports, especially cycling, of which I am quite invested in the managing side of it.
Yeah, and of course you've got cycling in the family with Lola Scholes that has done so well and really become a big name in cycling in South Africa.
Yes, she is studying in a second year physiotherapy at Stellenbosch University, and she is now focusing more on track. So yeah, it's a family affair, and that's why I get involved to understand cycling actually. And in the process, I just invested in it, and I started with the managing side. It's really interesting, and I enjoy it a lot.
So the big event for you guys, we know that you've got the South African Track Cycling Championships happening next week, starting on the 28th of March. I'm going to ask you about that in a second. But the big event this weekend for you is the South African Youth Championships in Oudtshoorn.
Yes, it starts 19th until the 21st of March. It compromises over 3 days, which is the time trial on the Saturday, the road race on the Sunday, and a criterium on the Monday. We're taking the criterium into the community so that we can also show what cycling is all about and do some talent ID and let your children see cycling is a very interesting sport, and so that they can participate.
Sonja, just tell us a little bit more about these different categories that you've got. Like, for example, Criterium. What does that mean?
Criterium is a race that actually came from overseas, but we're trying to establish it within South Africa now. It's mainly riding around in laps. You've got 25 minutes to ride laps, and then you've got the final lap, which determines then the winner at the end of the day. It's very exciting, and the children learn a lot if they do the Criterium races. It's quick and it's fast.
This is, of course, on the road. This is not on the track.
On the road, yes. It's a road event, and it's like, you can think of track if you think about Criterium, because it's a lap of 3 kilometers, 25 minutes to do. Example for the under 17 boys, and then they get a final lap, and from that they determine the winner, how many laps that the child did.
So you also mentioned to me that you've previously had the junior championships. That I think you said happened in Centurion not so long ago. Graskop.
Yes.
What is the difference then between junior cycling championships and youth cycling championships?
It's just to split the two categories. We've got the juniors with the elites. They do their own. As I said, mentioned, it was happened in February at Graskop. And then we've got the youth side, which is from under 11 until under 17. It's just a lot of to fix it, put it into one day. For example, if you take from under
Right.
11 till up under vet elite categories, you're going to ride for more than a week. So we decided to split the categories, juniors and elites, and then the youth side, as I said, from under 11 up till under 17s. It's just
Okay.
for managing purposes
Yes.
that we decided to do that.
Now, when you're talking about age groups like under 11 and under 12 and so on, we're assuming then that there's going to be, and I assume probably with everybody, you have to have a support team bringing you. So if you're under 11, you're probably coming with mom and dad and a vehicle and your bicycle on the back. I mean, there must be quite a lot of people involved in the race. It's not, you don't cycle to the event and then start cycling because you're on your bicycle.
No, definitely not. No, the younger riders mostly bring their moms and dads for the managing side of them. But we have managers that go out on the road behind these children just for safety reasons,
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
can understand. And the bigger children, like the under 17 boys, most of them are mainly also already in teams. So they have their team car with them on the road as well. So for safety reasons, yes, it's quite a big responsibility with the little ones because they're only starting now cycling, and to put that little guy out on the road alone is quite difficult, and the parents, I think, stress a lot. But as I said, we have managers on the road behind these children, and they do it in separate. So it's first the under 11s, and then they finish their race, and then it's the under 13s, and so on.
Yeah.
So we put safety quite first with regards to these children.
And what about the preparation for these events, Sonja? I'm assuming then that it's quite a lot of work just getting to this event. I mean, if you're coming to the South African Championships, you have to obviously have qualified somehow. Do they? I mean, you're a mom yourself. Is it a lot of work for the kids and the moms and the dads before these events and getting here?
Yes, definitely. The main thing is not is going about the money. It's the funding. They must self-fund it. But most of these riders are serious riders. They want to get somewhere in cycling, so they will make the effort to get wherever the national championships is. And this is a
Yeah.
big stepping stone for, especially for the under 17s, if they want to go up to the junior level, and from there of maybe into a team for them. So it's very important, and I think the children love it. They look out and they like to do this type of competition. It's
Yeah.
more, how can I say, more stress, and you've got all the riders from all over South Africa that's participating. So it's a great competition for each and every rider.
Sonja, one of the big events was, of course, the cycle tour last weekend here in Cape Town. And, of course, typically what happens is spectators go onto the road to see the cyclists riding past. And it's been a tradition and very exciting for people to see the cyclists on the road. And they're obviously cheering for their cycling friends as they come past. Is that something that is available for the folks in Oudtshoorn this weekend? Can you come to the side of the road? Can you see the cyclists on the road?
Yes, definitely. We'd love that. All the locals love the riders that's passing by. We've got quite a big audience because they are riding through most of the farms. It starts at Highgate, the road race, and it moves to the Volmoed Koppa. There's quite a lot of farms inside that road, and the locals enjoy it very, very much. And same as we are taking the Criterium, the local community in Bridgeton. And we urge them to come and support the riders and see what is cycling all about. But as in the same, I can say we keep safety of the riders must be first.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be allowed on the road, but alongside the road, please support the riders. They love it, they enjoy it, and they missed it quite because the last few years nothing was allowed. So yes, I think they are looking forward to this and the cheering from the people from the side of the road.
Obviously, a fantastic opportunity for the folks in Oudtshoorn, the Eden district, bringing visitors from the other provinces. So it really is great. Sonja, we'll leave it at that. We'll say thanks for talking to us. We wish you the best of luck for the weekend. We know it's going to be fantastic. We know Western Cape cycling is always on top of its game. And yeah, good luck. Have fun.
Thank you very much.
There we go, folks. Sonja Schultz is the Western Cape Secretary for Western Cape Cycling, and of course in the Eden District. And so there you go. It's the South African Youth Championships this weekend in Oudtshoorn. If you're in the Oudtshoorn area or nearby, get down there and have go and support the cyclists on the road. Really fantastic. We'll take a break. When we come back, we carry on talking sport in the province. Back in a sec.